Hi, my name is Christine Reedy. I am the Student Council Advisor at Savannah Middle School in Savannah, Missouri, and my presentation is Middle School Point System, Organizing, Rewarding, and Motivating Tool. This is my positive point system, and I don't kick out anybody in Student Council for lack of participation. I want to encourage all my students to work on their grades and participate in sports and other activities. And I never question a student for why they're not at Student Council. I trust that if they can be at Student Council, that they will be in Student Council. And instead, I offer a positive point system to reward the students who do work hard in Student Council and who do spend their time in my organization. Full disclosure, I know that this basic idea is not my original idea. I took this idea as an idea from when I was in a sorority in college, and I've taken so many ideas from other student council advisors throughout the years. They they have a system like mine, and then I'm like, I wish I thought of that myself, and I've incorporated it in here. So this is how I organize, reward, and motivate my students. I'm hoping that you can pick up a trick or two, but this has really worked for me as I have developed it over the past 25 years. Here is my basic system. 1 hour equals 1 point. 50 points means that you're a member of my honor council. So I have two basic groups of students in my student council. I have my student council officers, and then I have my honor council members. My honor council members are the ones that run student council. They are the ones that lead. They are the ones that do the massive amount of supervision and advising, really, of the organization. And then the officers are like the worker bees that get all the work done. So before I go into the rewarding system, I want to talk about just how people get their points. So basically, the point system is 1 hour equals 1 point. And they earn points by going to meetings, work days, working a shift in a concession stand, going to student council events, all that stuff that student council does. Everything that we do earns them points. I also give points for winning awards and being an honor council, and not honor council, honor roll and high honor roll, or making what we call gold key, but it's other schools call it honor society. Dress up days. They get points for participating in dress up days. They get points for bringing in food for hospitality rooms. We also do a lot of posters, advertising posters, but a lot of my athletes can't come to a lot of meetings and a lot of work days. So they need things that they can make up points and earn points at home. So, like for American Education Week, I print off a bunch of quotes about education and the importance of education, and then I have poster board, and I give them a little snippet of a quote and a poster board, and they create a beautiful poster based on that quote. Or last year when we were second vice presidents, Staley High School wanted a bunch of character posters of all these Disney characters. And so we took a work day, sketched out a whole bunch of characters, put them on poster board. My athletes came in, took the poster boards, colored them in, and they earned points that way. So there's things that go on after school, but then there's also things that my students take home and work on. And so we kind of have those things going on simultaneously all the time to earn points. But the key to my system is the rewards. And that is once they get into honor council, they are rewarded for the work by taking on leadership positions. And here's how that works for me. First thing, when you hit that 50 point, you get a rubber ducky. And these I buy at Amazon. There are 51 for less than $10. I think they're $8.95 or something like that. And there's 51 of them. I used to buy these big ones. Oops, if I can get it in the camera here. These big ones. But then I accidentally bought these little ones, and the kids liked them more because they squeak. And so they were cheaper, and I could get more of them. And so now these are the Honor Council rubber duckies. So we get the rubber duckies. That's one of their rewards. The second one is that they are automatically in student council for the next year. And 6th and 7th graders are obviously in Stuco in their 7th and 8th grade year, but I also have an arrangement with the high school. So my 8th graders are automatically in student council when they get to high school, and that's the big reward. Also, highest point owners, uh, highest point earners get to go to the MASC convention. If I have a lot of people that want to go to camp, I use the points to decide that. If I have a meeting that we are going to, that they get time off of school or anything of that nature, I use points to make those decisions. Those are things that I've been doing for years and years and years, using points to decide who gets to be rewarded. But then I got wise and we moved on to this system. I start off the year with 20 to 30 honor council members, and then I have elections for 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade. So I could end up with anywhere from 70 to 80 student council members, and I'm the only advisor. And I was just becoming overwhelmed with just keeping up and running around trying to supervise all of this. And then I realized that I could use my point system and my honor council members to really do a lot of the work that I was doing. So my president and my vice president are elected by the student body. Once you're the president, you get to decide your exec board. So they can select the students from honor council who gets to be the recording secretary, the other secretary, the sergeant at arms, the historian. And those are the people that make up our exec board. Then the exec board gets to choose each event that we have. They will choose which honor council members are going to run those events. So then when we have those events, those are the students that get up in meetings, run the conversation, decide what we're going to do, make those decisions. And then on work days, they walk around with our little Stuco duck clipboards here, and they are the ones that get to supervise everybody. They're the ones that tell people what to do. They're the ones that take attendance. They're the ones that answer questions. They're the ones that come up with the ideas. It is very clear that they are the prestigious ones in charge, so that my officers want to be those individuals. And when those individuals become leaders, they really like that position. I also have managers for concession stands. Used to be when I would be in concession stands, I would be running around warming up cheese and getting more water to put in the concession stand, and it was just me running ragged. But then I have my honor council members sign up as managers, and their only job is to make sure the concession stand is working. So they sign up the workers. If they run out of cheese, they've got to heat up the cheese. They take care of our referees. So most of the time, they're sitting down working on their homework and, maybe socializing with friends. But when the manager is needed, they have to step up and get that work done. It took a ton of work off of my shoulders because the officers report to the honor council members, and the honor council members report to me. And it works really, really well as a system. And so it helps me organize all these events, and we can do a ton of events throughout the year, but it motivates them because they all want to be in honor council. That is what the prestige is. And it doesn't cost me anything. And it makes my job really, really simple because the other kids, they're the ones in charge. My final tip is about ducks. And this is something that I wish I would have thought of earlier, but it is about Easter. After Easter, run to all of the retail outlets and look at their clearance bins, especially when they get down really, really cheap. These came from the Dollar Tree, and they had a ton of them. And they are little chicks, but they look like little ducks. My kids think they're ducks. I know they're chicks, but they look like little ducks. I got a One of these for 10 cents each. These were at Walmart. They were a little bit bigger and they were little chicks. And I got these for a quarter a piece. And I got a ton of them because they were chicks, but they look like ducks. We can pull off the whole duck thing. And so I grab these whenever Easter's over. I wait a couple of days and I just go through those clearance and I grab all of the various chick stuff that ends up looking like ducks. And I've gotten big, huge things and little things, all kinds of things over the years that I've gotten so cheap. Um, and then I give them away as fun awards at the end of the year. So those are all my points and my duck tips. I hope you were able to grab a couple of ideas. Um, and I guess that's all I have to say. And so, with a lot of gusto, this is Christine Reedy signing off.